All right, let's just get right into it. If your website is basically the engine of your business, you've got to know if your hosting is helping you or secretly holding you back. Today, we're doing a completely no fluff review of Kinsta to figure out one simple thing. Is this premium service a really smart investment, or is it just an expense you don't need? But before we even dive into all the features and stuff, let me ask you this. Have you ever had that sinking feeling that your hosting, the very foundation of your entire online presence, is the one thing that's actually stopping you from growing? It is an incredibly frustrating place to be. I'm talking about those headaches we all know too well. A WordPress site that's just painfully slow, the absolute nightmare of your site crashing the second you get a big spike in traffic, and that constant low level anxiety about security. You're paying for a service, but somehow it feels like you're the one doing all the worrying. So, if that's the problem, where do you even turn? Let's just cut straight to the chase with a quick verdict on Kinsta. The bottom line is this: Kinsta is not trying to be the cheapest host on the block. It's built from the ground up to be the best for websites that actually mean business. So, what is Kinsta, really? Well, think of it less like regular car insurance and more like a Formula One pit crew. This isn't for some casual blog you update twice a year. No, this is a high performance engine, and it's built specifically for websites that are absolutely critical to a business or a brand. And look, I want to be crystal clear about this right from the start. Kinsta is not a one size fits all solution, and it is definitely not the cheapest option out there. But for the right website owner, it stops being a simple cost and it becomes a really powerful investment in your online presence. So, what do you actually get for that investment? Let's break down the three big things that really justify its premium price tag. We're talking speed, security, and that incredibly important peace of mind. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with speed. Kinsta isn't using some standard off the shelf servers in a basement somewhere. It's built on top of Google Cloud's premium tier network. We're talking the exact same powerful infrastructure that Google uses for huge products like YouTube and Gmail. That world class foundation is what makes everything else possible. So, how do they actually deliver that speed? Well, first, they use something called container based hosting. Now, instead of technical jargon, just think of it like this: you get your own private apartment instead of sharing a crowded dorm room. Your website's resources are totally isolated and protected, so they're not fighting with hundreds of other sites. You combine that with some really advanced caching, and you get the most important result. Your site stays incredibly fast and stable, even when one of your posts goes viral and your traffic just explodes. And that incredible speed and stability, it leads directly into the second huge benefit: rock solid reliability. For any serious business, downtime isn't just a little inconvenience, it's lost money and it's broken trust with your customers. Kinsta's entire system is engineered for maximum uptime, giving you a level of consistency that cheap shared hosting just can't even promise. Next up is security, and Kinsta pretty much handles it like a digital fortress. Daily backups, free SSL, constant monitoring for threats, and malware protection are all baked in from day one. And this isn't just about convenience. It actively saves you the money and the headache of having to go buy and manage a half dozen different security plugins on your own. Now, you might be thinking, okay, all this power must come with a super confusing technical dashboard. But that's actually where Kinsta really shines. They built their own control panel called the My Kinsta dashboard, completely from scratch. The entire goal was to make all these powerful features accessible, not intimidating. So, what does that actually mean for you day to day? Well, it means you can create a staging site, which is like a safe sandbox to test updates with just a single click. It means that the tools you actually need are easy to find, not buried 3 levels deep in some confusing menu. It's all about giving you control without all the complexity. And if you do ever run into an issue, their support is, frankly, a game changer. You're not getting routed to some generic call center agent who's just reading from a script. No, you're getting 24/7 access to actual WordPress experts and developers. We're talking about people who can diagnose and solve complex problems and do it fast. Okay, so we've covered all the impressive benefits, but now it is absolutely time to tackle the elephant in the room: the price. Is Kinsta actually worth the money? Let's just be direct here. Yes, Kinsta is significantly more expensive than those cheap shared hosting plans you see advertised everywhere for a few dollars a month. There is just no way around that fact. But the smart way to look at this isn't as a cost, but as an investment. You're investing in performance that can directly boost your conversions and your sales. You're investing in stability that protects your brand's reputation. And maybe most importantly, you're investing in your own peace of mind. You're literally buying back the hours you'd otherwise spend stressing out about technical glitches. So, who is this investment really for? Well, it's for businesses whose website is their main tool for getting leads. It's for agencies who need bulletproof performance for their clients. It's for e commerce and WooCommerce stores where every single second of downtime means lost sales. And it's for high traffic blogs that simply cannot afford to crash. If any of that sounds like you, then this was built for you. But hey, this is an honest review, right? And that means we have to talk about the downsides. No hosting service is perfect, and that includes Kinsta. So here are the main potential drawbacks you should know about. First, as we've already said, is the higher price. Second, their plans are based on visitor counts, which means as your site gets more popular, your costs will go up. And finally, Kinsta doesn't include email hosting, so you'll need a separate service for that, like Google Workspace or something similar. But here's the crucial trade-off. For the serious website owner, what you're doing is willingly accepting a higher, more predictable cost. And in exchange for that, you get elite level performance, reliability, and support that those budget plans simply cannot offer. It's a classic business decision. You're paying for quality and you're paying for peace of mind. So let's bring this all home. After looking at the good and the bad, how do you actually know if Kinsta is the right move for you? Here's the bottom line. If you're just running a personal hobby blog for fun, a cheaper host is probably all you need. But the moment your website becomes a core part of your business, the thing that represents your brand and actually makes you money, then premium performance stops being a luxury and it becomes a non-negotiable requirement. And that leads me to my final recommendation. If you are truly serious about your website's speed, its security, and its stability, then Kinsta is absolutely a top-tier choice. It should be at the very top of your list to consider. It's a service that's built for professionals by professionals. So what's next? If this sounds like the upgrade your business has been needing, your first step is to click the link down in the description below. That's going to take you straight to their current pricing, and you'll be able to see any active discounts they might have running. They also have a really solid money-back guarantee, so you can try it out with confidence. And hey, if you have any questions at all, just drop them in the comments. We're here to help. And finally, be sure to subscribe for more honest reviews just like this one. Thanks for watching.